English learners. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. And today's conversation is about a kind of strength that does not need to be loud.
Yes. Today we're talking about calm. Real calm. The kind that stays steady when a moment is trying to pull you apart. And before we begin, we just want to take a moment to say thank you.
Yeah, really, thank you.
Thank you for your likes, your kind comments, your support, and all the love you keep sending to this channel.
It honestly means a lot to us.
It really does, because every time you listen, every time you leave a comment, every time you share your thoughts with us, it makes this space feel more real, more alive, and more special.
And maybe that connects beautifully to today's topic, because real growth is often quiet.
Aw, we got emotional again, Jake. People are going to say this intro is longer than their life plan.
Yes, but honestly, this topic needs a slower beginning.
Because calm is not flashy or dramatic.
But it is powerful.
A lot of people think calm means weakness, softness, or being easy to ignore.
When really, calm can mean, I see what this moment is trying to do to me, and I am not going with it.
And that is exactly why calm can make people nervous.
So in today's episode, we're talking about why calm is often mistaken for weakness, why it can make some people nervous, and why, in the long run, calm usually wins.
And as always, while we talk, you'll also hear useful English words, phrases, and expressions naturally inside the conversation.
This is a B2 level episode, so don't worry if you do not understand every single word the first time.
Yeah, just relax, listen slowly, and let the conversation carry the English to you.
And later in the episode, we'll have a calm little word tour with some really strong vocabulary connected to today's topic.
Very calm word tour. So, if you've ever stayed quiet in a moment where the old you would have reacted badly,
or if you've ever realized that your calm made you look stronger, not weaker,
or if you're still learning how to stay steady without becoming cold,
then this episode is for you.
And tell us in the comments, do you think calm is something people are born with?
Or something life teaches them the hard way?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know.
Quiet topic, dangerous question.
Exactly.
And if you enjoy learning English with us through calm, natural, everyday conversations, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might really need it.
All right.
Let's begin.
Why is calm so often mistaken for weakness? I think one reason is that calm does not announce itself. It does not walk into the room saying, look at me, I'm powerful.
Right, it does not perform.
Exactly. Loud reactions are easier to notice, so people often trust noise before they trust depth.
Ah, that's good. Noise before depth.
Because if someone is speaking loudly, reacting quickly, interrupting, or showing big emotion, people immediately think, okay, that person has power.
But if someone stays calm and composed, that can look very different.
Yes, and if someone is composed, they stay steady and in control, especially in a tense moment.
Which sounds simple until you actually try to do it.
Exactly. Very easy in theory, much harder at 8:17 p.m. in the middle of a family argument.
Very specific, Jake.
I respect detail.
But that's true. Calm can be misread.
Yes, if someone is misread, people understand them in the wrong way.
So they look at a calm person and think, weak, passive, easy to ignore.
When actually, that person may be doing a huge amount of inner work just to stay grounded.
That's the part people don't see, isn't it?
Exactly. Because a calm person may look quiet on the outside, but inside they may be choosing every second not to let the moment control them.
That's real.
I always think of it like this. A tree with deep roots doesn't look dramatic. It just stands there. But when the wind comes, suddenly you understand where the strength was.
Oh, I love that.
Because from far away, stillness can look like weakness, but up close, sometimes it is stability.
And I think that's why calm gets underestimated so often. It's a quiet kind of strength, and quiet things are easy to judge too quickly.
Very true. People often assume that if you are not reacting strongly, you must not care strongly.
When the opposite can be true, sometimes the calmest person in the room is the one feeling the most, but holding themselves with the most care.
Exactly. And honestly, that takes strength.
And I think English learners know this feeling too.
Yes. Sometimes when you speak English slowly, carefully, and calmly, people may think you are less confident.
When really, you may just be thinking clearly and choosing your words with care.
So please remember, being quiet for a second does not mean you are weak in English. Sometimes it means you are being thoughtful.
Yes, And once calm is misunderstood, the next strange thing happens. Sometimes it starts making people nervous.
Yes, because some people are very comfortable when they know how to move you emotionally.
Right. If they know how to push your buttons, they feel in control.
Exactly. If they can provoke you, they understand the situation.
And to provoke someone means to push them emotionally and try to get a reaction from them.
Anger is familiar. Panic is familiar. Defensiveness is familiar.
But when someone stays calm, suddenly the usual script stops working.
And that can make the other person feel unsettled.
Yes, if someone feels unsettled, they feel a little uncomfortable, shaken, or unsure.
Because they were expecting one kind of moment, and now they have no idea what to do with the new one.
A difficult day for chaos.
Very difficult. Chaos was expecting cooperation.
And got nothing.
But that really is the point. Calm changes the energy of the room. It takes drama and leaves it standing there by itself.
Oh, that's good.
It's a bit like someone throwing a ball hard at a wall and suddenly realizing the wall is not there. Their own energy keeps going.
Wow, yes, that's exactly the feeling.
And I think that's why calm can feel powerful without doing much. It doesn't chase the chaos. It just refuses to feed it.
And that refusal says something.
It really does. It says, I see what's happening, and I'm not joining it.
Which can be deeply confusing for people who expected a fight, a panic, or a performance.
And honestly, this happens in English too.
Yes, sometimes people expect learners to panic when they forget a word or make a small mistake.
But when you stay calm, smile, and keep going, the whole conversation feels different.
And that calm can actually make you sound more confident, even before your English becomes perfect.
That's such an important point, actually.
Because calm is not only about what happens around you, it also changes what happens inside you.
Yes, because calm protects your clarity.
Right. And clarity means being able to think clearly and see what is really happening.
Exactly. Pressure makes the mind noisy. It makes everything feel urgent even when it isn't.
And then people speak too fast, explain too much, or make decisions they regret later.
Which is why calm helps you stay grounded.
Yes, if you are grounded, you stay centered and stable instead of being carried away by emotion.
I always think of pressure like bad weather. When the emotional wind gets strong, it becomes very easy to lose your balance.
But if you are grounded, you do not fly away with every feeling.
Exactly. You can still pause. You can still think. You can still notice what matters.
And that matters so much because one rushed sentence can create 10 new problems.
Honestly, yes. Human beings are amazing at turning one emotional moment into a full week of inconvenience.
Very true.
Calm gives your mind a little room before your reaction arrives. And sometimes that little room changes everything.
That's the real value, isn't it? Calm doesn't remove pressure, but it stops pressure from taking over your thinking.
Exactly. It keeps your mind available to you.
And for English learners, this point is huge.
Because when you panic while speaking English, you often lose words you already know.
Yes, your English didn't disappear. Pressure just got there first.
So calm protects your clarity in English too. It helps you remember, pause, and keep going instead of freezing.
Yes, and that changes more than just your thinking.
And once calm protects your thinking, it can protect something else too.
Your dignity.
Exactly.
Because in some moments, the real danger is not only the situation, it is who you become inside the situation.
That lands.
Yes, because there are moments where one bad reaction can make you feel small later.
And that is where restraint becomes powerful.
Right. Restraint means holding yourself back from reacting in a way you may regret later.
Which can be very hard when you feel embarrassed, hurt, dismissed, or misunderstood.
But if you can hold yourself well in that moment, you keep your dignity.
Yes, and dignity is that sense of self-respect you keep even when everything around you feels messy.
I think that's such a beautiful kind of strength.
Because sometimes dignity is not about winning the argument. It's about leaving the conversation without losing yourself.
That's the kind of line people remember.
And it's true. A loud reaction may feel powerful for 1 minute. Dignity feels better when you think about the moment next week.
Very true. Future you is usually not impressed by dramatic behavior.
No, future you is tired.
Deeply tired.
Which is why calm matters. It lets you respond in a way you can still respect later.
And this matters in English too, actually.
Yes, calm protects your dignity when you make mistakes in conversation.
It stops you from apologizing for every little error or shrinking every time you need a second to think.
And that changes how you feel about yourself as a speaker. Not perfect, but still dignified.
But now we need to make a very important distinction.
Yes, because calm is not the same as emotional shutdown.
Exactly. Real calm still feels, it still notices, it still cares.
It just doesn't let the emotion take the whole wheel.
And that is very different from suppression.
Right. Suppression is when you push emotions down instead of dealing with them honestly.
Which can look calm on the outside.
But inside, everything is stacking up in a dangerous little pile.
A terrible emotional storage system.
Very bad architecture.
Extremely.
And then there is being numb.
Yes. If someone feels numb, they feel emotionally cut off, like they are no longer really connected to what they feel.
And that is not calm. That is disconnection.
Exactly. Calm is presence. Numbness is absence.
That distinction matters so much because people often think calm means never showing pain, never speaking up, never saying, that hurt.
But no, real calm can say, that hurt me, without turning into chaos.
It can still have boundaries. It can still be honest. It can still say no.
So, we are not praising emotional shutdown here.
No, we're talking about emotional steadiness, not emotional disappearance.
And I think English learners need to hear this too.
Yes, speaking calmly in English does not mean pretending you are not nervous.
It means you speak even while you are nervous.
Exactly. You do not shut down. You stay present and keep going.
Which also explains why calm often has a story behind it.
And honestly, I think this next point is one of the deepest ones.
I agree. Because many calm people were not born that way.
No, many of them became resilient through experience.
Right. If someone is resilient, they are able to recover, adapt, and keep going after difficulty.
And often they become more seasoned, too.
Yes. If someone is seasoned, they have been shaped by experience and become wiser because of it.
Many calm people used to be much more reactive. Then life taught them what chaos costs.
Oof, yes, that's real.
Regret teaches very quickly. So does heartbreak. So does embarrassment. So does the exhaustion of cleaning up your own reactions again and again.
And at some point, people just get tired.
Tired of overreacting. Tired of replaying the same emotional storm. Tired of giving every difficult moment so much power.
That's such an honest point.
Because eventually peace starts to look more attractive than performance.
Ah, that's strong.
And then their calm changes. It doesn't feel fake. It feels earned.
Yes, it has history in it. It has weather in it.
Some of the calmest people you meet are calm because life has already shaken them enough.
And now they know exactly what they no longer want to become.
And I think this is true for English learners too.
Yes, many confident speakers are calm now because they have already survived awkward conversations, mistakes, and embarrassing moments.
They became resilient through practice, not comfort.
So if English still feels messy sometimes, that does not mean you are failing. It may be exactly how you are becoming stronger. So then the question becomes, how do you actually become calmer without becoming cold?
Yes, because that balance matters.
A lot.
I think it starts with self-regulation.
Right. Self-regulation means managing your emotional reactions in a healthy way, instead of letting them control you.
Which sounds simple until a real moment arrives and your nervous system has other plans.
Very true.
But there are small ways to build it. Pause before replying. Breathe before answering. Notice what is happening in your body. Do not hand the world your first
Emotional reaction every single time.
And maybe ask yourself, what does this moment need from me? Not just, what do I feel like doing right now?
That is such a useful question.
Because the goal is not to become cold. The goal is to become steady.
Exactly. If someone is steady, they're emotionally stable and reliable, even when things around them feel shaky.
I really love that word. Steady feels warm, not hard, not frozen, just stable.
Like a cup of water sitting on a table. The room may shake a little, but the water does not spill everywhere.
That image is so good.
Because becoming calmer does not mean becoming less human. It means becoming more trustworthy to yourself.
That's the real goal, isn't it?
Yes, not to become unreachable, not to become emotionless, just to become someone who can stay with themselves in difficult moments.
And honestly, that kind of calm really does win.
Not always quickly,
But deeply.
and often for a very long time.
And that is probably the real goal in English as well.
So if this episode stayed with you today, we hope it also encouraged you in your English, in your confidence, and maybe even in the way you carry yourself through difficult moments. Take care of your English and take care of your heart.